Hi, and welcome back to Inspired Alchemy with Lizzie. This is episode 61. And honestly, I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't know where I'm going to go with this topic. With the insanity that's going on in my life at the moment and the chaos, I debated even doing an episode. But I felt like I need to. And I made promises to myself, and I made promises to those of you that listen. And I made a promise to always show up in transparency and as vulnerable as I possibly can, and in messiness. And you are watching it, not yet, listening to it unfold as I move through some of the biggest shifts I've ever had in my life. So today, I want to talk about being married to the madness as an alchemist. Alchemy is not always calm. We get in to the laboratory and we just start putting things together, trying to figure out how to turn our lead into gold. And do we have moments of calm? Yes. But in the inner alchemy, becoming who we are meant to be, unbecoming everything we are not, and pretty much telling society to take a walk, right? We're going to look insane and we're going to feel insane because we don't do things the way everybody else does them. And that's okay. It might not feel like it all the time, but it's okay. We were meant to do things differently. And that is what we do. Transformation looks like chaos. It feels like chaos internally, externally. And sometimes it feels like it's driving you to the brink of insanity. And while I do understand that if you're listening to this and you're like, why would I want to ever do this work? It's because on the other side of the insanity, on the other side of chaos, is the most authentic you that you could ever imagine. The most freedom you could ever imagine. And it's a duality that you hold of, wow, these situations can really suck and they hurt. And diving through my trauma hurts. Resting doesn't feel great. I'm in transformation all of the time, even when I'm resting. This is insanity. And the thing is that some of the most, how do I put this? Most of the people that I know that are into alchemy have a very different mindset. And to others, we look insane because we don't follow what society tells us is the way. But most people who were trying to do things differently were always looked at as insane until they weren't. And throughout history and in my real life, like I said, I don't know one alchemist who didn't feel or seem insane. The chaos, the emotional intensity, and the constant rebirth and death cycles. It can be a lot. And not just for you. It can feel like a lot for the people around you. As you change, as you grow, as you shift, as you transform. It's not easy. And sometimes it takes people a little while to catch up. And sometimes they don't catch up at all. We cannot expect people to understand what we are doing. There will be people who don't understand but still support us. There will be people who don't understand but still love us. And then there will be people who don't understand, who try. And they try to grow and they try to move forward. And everybody moves at their own pace. And what's chaos for you really is chaos for the people around you too. If you're growing and shifting, your partners are going to feel that. Your kids are going to feel that. Your family is going to feel that. So in my insanity of constantly burning everything to the ground and growing, I have to remember that the people around me are feeling it too. And it could be a slippery slope because while we are not, how do I put this? While it is normal for us to be constantly growing and rebirthing ourselves and dying and rebirthing ourselves, sometimes, like I said, it's hard for the other people in our lives. And if I repeat myself, it is really because I had no idea what I was going to be recording today. And you're listening to me process this in real time. I'm not going to lie to you. I was laid out on my couch. I am in my inner winter. I have no idea what I'm doing. I am burning everything to the ground and I am rebuilding and trying to figure out where Inspired Alchemy is going, trying to figure out where Black Cathedral is going, and my life in general. Who am I in this new version of myself? What does she want? What does she like? What does she desire? What is it that this new version of myself, who I'm just meeting, who is she? And getting to this point has been dismantling old beliefs, walking away from old identities, old cycles, old self-sabotage loops, things that are no longer serving me, holding firmer boundaries, speaking my truth even when my voice shakes, even when I'm crying, and even when I know that my truth might hurt somebody else. My intention is never to hurt anyone, because I can guarantee you that if I'm saying something, I have thought it over and over and over in my head how I was going to say it or do it. It's not like these podcasts that just kind of come out. If I need to make a decision or I need to do something, I have thought about it until I have driven myself insane. It's how my brain has always worked. And I have worked on overthinking. But I always want to make sure I'm doing things seemingly the right way. It won't always be the right way. I will be the villain in people's lives. This is what happens in alchemy. And again, if you're asking yourself, damn, why would she continue to do this? Why would you want to do this work? It's because I'm the most me I've ever been. And in that, I have found some very beautiful things in life, including new perspectives, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. And I can hold that duality of this is chaos, but also it's beautiful. And again, in all of this, as society tells us that we are wrong, we are broken, we are disconnected from each other and selves, and we are divided, we are not. We are not broken. We are dismantling old ways of being. We are not disconnected from each other or ourselves. We are not divided, no matter how much we are told we are. You are disrupting patterns. You are choosing differently. And you're leaving the familiar. And you're choosing the unknown. You're choosing the certainty of the unknown. And you can no longer shrink to fit in the boxes that people and society have put there for you. And people who benefit from the old versions of you, the old versions of you that did not have boundaries, the old versions of you that shrank, the old versions of you that people pleased, whatever it was, those people are going to be the people that call you crazy. And those are the people that are going to have a problem with your evolution. So if you're asking yourself, how do I traverse this chaos? How do I handle this? How do I handle feeling insane? Somatics is one of them. Grounding into the body. Breath work, if you feel safe to do so, because as in any other podcast, I'm not going to tell you to go use tools that might not be safe for you. I've had clients and friends who have said, you know what, I can't do this particular breath work, or I can't do breath work because I don't feel safe enough in my body. So I'm not going to tell you to go do that. But I'm just giving you ideas of how you can ground in. Meditation. A trial client and friend of mine did a very beautiful meditation for me. That she is very talented. Her name is Caitlin. And if I can, I'll link her information in the notes, in the show notes. But if not, you can go to my website at www.inspiredalchemyllc.com, and she is under the directory. Reach out to her for meditations because she is fantastic. Completely changed my morning. It was beautiful. So, grounding into the body, meditations, breath work, working polyvagal, things like that, life-changing. Witness instead of judging. I made a post, I reposted something earlier that talks about how when you can witness what you are thinking, you can witness your emotions, and you can get curious about them, that's when your brain starts to change. That's when you start to rewire and you start to create new neural pathways, new ways of thinking. I've also talked about how some of the most important things you can do are taking the small steps. Take micro steps. Instead of looking at the entire staircase and panicking, going, how am I going to get there? Little steps. Every day. Little steps to get where you want to go. The chaos that we feel as we're growing, as we're evolving, and as we're changing, it can be intense. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. And if you run any kind of programming like I do, where it's self-sabotage, and you restrict yourself from certain things for whatever it is, make sure you're eating. Make sure you're hydrating. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure you're spending time with the people that you love. Even in the moments where you feel like you want to crawl under a rock, yes, we do need rest, and yes, we need to hermit, but we are also herd animals. Human beings need one another. We desire connection. No matter how much you want to tell yourself you don't desire connection, I can tell you that you do, because I used to tell myself the same thing. And we need one another to get through the heaviness, because this is not just heaviness in my life. There's a heaviness in the collective. And every single person I know is going through it in their own way. And from what I hear, Mercury is in the microwave again. Again, I don't follow astrology. It's something that I wish I could understand. I just don't in this lifetime. So, it is what it is. Make sure you're moving your body. Don't stay stagnant. Allow flow to happen. We're not forcing. We're not pushing. We're not rushing. Do everything with intention. And follow your intuition. Start playing with it. Start playing. Play is coming up so much. We need play in our lives. We need it so much. Write, create, channel everything that you're feeling somehow into something creative, constructive. Don't just sit in it. While we do need to sit with our feelings and we need to feel things, we don't need to wallow in it. We need to create, we need to get things flowing, and because that's the only way we know what's next. Action creates change. If we are inactive, we cannot move forward. If the path feels chaotic, intense, confusing, emotional, congratulations. You're not crazy. You're transforming. You're an alchemist. I really think that's all I have for you today. Thank you for sticking by me through all of this. Thank you for listening to the messy. And it's only going to get messier, I think. I don't know what other episodes I have. I have a list of topics, but none of them feel right. So I'm just going to do my best to bring you what I feel needs to come out each time I do these. Thank you for spending your time with me. I do not take that lightly. It is a precious resource we cannot get back. Be gentle with yourself. And in a society that likes to tell us that we're broken, remember, you're not. You are just unbecoming everything that you are not. You are removing the masks and you are becoming everything you are meant to be. And it will feel like insanity sometimes, and it will look like insanity to other people. But remember, nobody has to understand you. Is it nice? Yes. But it's not necessary to move forward. This is Inspired Perpetual Alchemy. Love yourself. Love each other. In a time where people are not doing that. And there's good in the world. Just look for it. Maybe you're the good. Keep going, alchemists. You've got this. And until next time, keep creating alchemy.